Peace, love, and light. King Poseidon here, y'all. What it do? This is going to be your moon transit reading for the next couple of days. The moon is going to be in Taurus from the 27th to the 29th. And this is going to be the transit predictive reading for this moon transit in Taurus. And productive energy that we're going to have with this moon moving through Taurus. We're going to have very, very grounded, very, very affirmated kind of I don't know if self-indulgent energy is a word, but very working on the self, working on the self-awareness, working on the vision, working on, I'm hearing working on the Kinkux, working on the establishment, working on the regimen. It's like we're getting to a point now, where we're evolving, we're changing, we're growing, we're having ideas, but now how can we kind of ground stuff in real time? How can we ground these desires, and how can we use our desires to really shape and chisel a new path, a landscape that we can find safety, security, and longevity in it? And, I did my own reading for the moon in Taurus transit over the next couple of days. I love doing moon transits. I feel so closely connected with the moon. I feel like I have a karmic connection with the moon. I feel as though I'm an ambassador for the moon. So just as an aside, this is what I do. This is my specialty. And, it feels very, very, very like an awakening energy, like a surgence, like almost this reworking of our own value, this reworking of a soul value, reworking a soul value, reworking a soul value, okay? Even a soul tie. Really, really having to make a decision, like by the end of, like we're already coming into this moon in Taurus with a fresh perspective, or at least I am, at least we should be, hopefully, for many of you, I pray. But there's this fresh perspective that we're now taking, all the Gemini energy. Venus is in Gemini, so there's a fresh take on life and existing, and how we, lock in on something, how we attend to something, how we attend and tune, a certain formatting, a certain sensitivity, a certain emotional connection. So I feel like, really look to Venus and Gemini and look into whatever house it is and use that to kind of coincide and correspond with this moon transit through Taurus, because Taurus is ruled by Venus. So, the moon's going to be in Taurus. So, Venus being in Gemini, that's going to have some type of there's going to be a correlation there. We're going to be able to use that as a reference point and as a navigation system, how to guide, how to navigate through this transit. So I'm going to go ahead and do 3 cards. Y'all know the first card is going to be the overall energy, the overall archetype. Second card will be the crossing card, will be like, the steps or the format that this takes, to get through this. And then the last card is going to be the outcome or the lesson, the outcome, the message. Okay? Okay, so go ahead and ground my intention to receive divine messages from Spirit, clear, concise, cognitive messages from the spirits. First card out is 7 of Cups. Eight of Pentacles, Middle Passage. Wow. Interesting. And 7 of Swords is the outcome. Wow. Okay, so overall energy, we have 7 of Cups. We have illusion and evasion. Now, what this tells me is that there are some leveling of frequencies that are being done. Things may not be completely clear. We're going to have to go with the flow. We're going to have to I'm hearing in my head, tread softly. But I'm feeling this as it feels to me almost as like a convergence. A convergence, there's this very meaningful taste-like manner, that we're gonna be sensing. We want to use this moon to really really navigate our experience, and we want to use the moon and the sextiles that it's making to the water planets as our emotional navigation to help us to emotionally maneuver this thing, right? So overall energy is going to be playing with the effects of life, kind of almost like this feeling of being in an art room or being in a light room, a room with different colored lights, right? And like we're changing the coloring, we're turning the lights up and down, we're setting the modalities. Like it feels like a certain modality is being set, so we can't be too sure about anything, but Seven of Cups does show that there is meaningful connection, there's meaningful observation. There's going to be opportunities while the moon is in Taurus to really gather our whim and gather our wits. Seven of Cups, very Neptunian energy. And we have Neptune in Pisces right now. So we want to be careful not to indulge. I'm hearing that in gimmicks or indulge in things that like don't serve us. Like I feel like there's this energy of where we could see something or something could feel or give us the sensation of having how do I say, having something materially locked in. There's this feeling of illusion over the next couple of days, this illusion, this dream. We're following a path or wanting to follow a path, right? And something is just not quite clear yet. Something is still kind of focusing. There's something coming into focus, right? So middle passage through it. 8 of Pentacles, diligence, putting in the time to nurture and take care of a craft or a talent, a job, a promotion. There's an orientation coming up. There's some type of training group that we're going to be assimilating ourselves into. For some of you, this could be work. For some of you, I'm hearing some of you could be writing a book. Some of you could be working on a film, things of that nature. I'm feeling that very, very heavy, like a very artistic expression. It's almost like we're there's this feeling of trying to, not fall for the illusion, but to kind of take more control. There's this energy of taking more control where there is no control. You understand what I'm saying? And so with that being said, the only thing that we can really control is ourselves. We can't control time. We can't control other people's perceptions. We can't control the world around us. We can only change ourselves and then reflect that back to everyone else. So with the Seven of Cups coming out, it shows there's going to be there's opportunity for some type of manipulation, some type of really deceptive divisiveness, someone to play something or someone or some sense. I'm hearing it as some sense of belonging or some sense of connection to play on your senses. So this could be in the form of group chats. I'm hearing this in the form of group chats. People who just are baseline, people who don't really have your best interests at heart, but you're giving into these subtle connections. Just be very careful. You may, this may be a time where you may need to be diligent and like really work on your relationships and work on how you're relating to things and the time and the effort you're putting into stuff, the patience, the stability. This is a time, and I'm hearing it as this is kind of a mood. There's a mood that we're preparing for. There's this mood. There's a mood. There's a mood here. There's a mood. I'm feeling there's a mood. I'm hearing I'm in a mood. Like I'm in a mood. Like you're getting to the work. Like grinding your gears. Like there may be a lot of people just trying to get your attention. A lot of things is trying to get your attention. A lot of things that you have to watch out for, that you feel like you have these subtle connections to. I'm hearing it as sparks of commitment. even like little flickers in the mind, little flickers in the mind. I'm feeling as though we want to be careful, we want to be cautious, and we want to have some type of control over what we indulge in and what we're entertaining. Okay? And then the outcome, the lesson is Seven of Swords. So deception, for many of you, for whoever this is resonating for, I hope this is resonating, I hope this is making sense. The Seven of Swords shows that there's some type of hidden desires, there's hidden frameworks. I'm hearing it as within a construct, within a certain, I'm hearing malnutrition, I'm hearing malpractice. Doctors, if there are any doctors that are watching, any doctor, anybody in the medical field, I'm hearing surgeon, but there is something clear and copacetic, like arising, something like a very, very clear mode of thought and attitude with this moon in Taurus. It's almost like by the end of this moon in Taurus, we will have like more control. Like I feel like this outcome card is to just be wary of deception. Like that's the overall message, is be careful of deception. Things that are hidden, it almost feels to me like, we need to work diligently. There's this move to work diligently in order to not be distracted in any way by like things that we feel that we should, like certain obligations, like certain just things that we feel like we're doing out of moral standing. With this moon and Taurus transit is asking you to kind of really get real. There's this subtle approach, as a very subtle approach. But I'm feeling it as something more internal, something very, very internal, something very, very guided, something very, very something potent, but something elusive and evasive. Seven of Swords. Lying, cheating, deceit, backstabbing, betrayal, self-interest. Don't deceive yourself. Don't deceive yourself. Steer clear of self-deception. Steer clear of your own mind games, And I'm going to go ahead and get another card just to kind of clarify the last card. Because, yeah. Ace of Cups, interesting. Interesting. Connection. Yeah, connection. It's almost like the work that we put in these next couple of days, the diligence, the time, and the attention that we put towards nurturing a certain skill, nurturing a certain, it almost feels to me like, nurturing a certain foundation, nurturing a certain, nurturing a certain landscape. It almost feels like there's this very psychic discovery. It feels like a discovery. So how that we're mapping something out. That's what it feels like. There's something being mapped out spiritually within our minds and within our own psyches, within our own habits, that we're manifesting a new form and a new connection in a new way. So don't get lost within the changing tides. I guess that's the message. Don't get lost. That's why the moon will be in Taurus, to help kind of ground us and to help kind of really put us in a state of determination. That's going to be this Eight of Pentacles, this working, this weaving, this web. So yeah, we are mapping something out. We're weaving a web. There is something being worked and getting ready to be defined. So with the Seven of Cups, the water energy, there's something very passive, something that's not defined, something that is encompassing, something that has different meanings and mediums and idioms. This could even indicate, synchronicities, things that aren't clear to the naked eye, things that don't put you in a state of real, determination, things that ground you. Seven of Cups comes to tell you to be cautious and to not make a decision. Like seven, like in the beginning, like overall, this is not a time to make decisions. This is not a moon transit where we're going to be making definite decisions. But at the end of this transit, we will have a clearer perception, and we'll have manifested a new, more heartfelt, more clear, more authentic connection to something. We probably will have manifested a divine partner, manifested some type of divine union where something kind of comes back full circle, something merges, something does come together, something does come back to itself. There is this almost like this reawakening of perception, wanting to change, wanting to merge with change. We're wanting to go with the flow of change right now, so for many of you who are psychic empaths, light workers, people who exert a lot of spiritual energy in helping people, and people who are doing a lot of vast research, it's a very crucial time because we're breaking into new systems, we're breaking into new there's new archetypes raising, new totem poles, new ways to really sense and feel out and navigate your experience. So this is a time to really, stay level-headed, stay in your body, remain firm and focused and determined within, and you will see a connection. You will see the connection. Things will start to make sense, by the end of this trend. Things will definitely make sense, and there'll be a feeling of satisfaction and warmth and knowing, So, y'all, this is Poseidon, the King here, coming with your deep astrology. Thank y'all for tuning in. I will be coming with some more videos, and enjoy this moon in Taurus transit. Peace.